Hello, good evening. How are you doing? Wow, it's nice to see you. My name is Shannon Gilmore, and welcome to Positively Spiritual. You are in, well, a good place, and I would like you to make yourself comfortable. We have another important video to share with you tonight, and I'm excited as it's kind of a segue from this afternoon's video that, wow, you guys, it must have landed on your hearts because it's making sense with people as this video is gaining traction. The one that we talked about, the intimate, what was it? The sinister side of intimacy with the narcissist. That's the video before this one. You might want to check it out if you haven't. We talked about some really interesting dynamics of narcissism, as many of us are enmeshed with the narcissist. We're spiritually entangled with them and we don't even know it. We don't even know what that looks like. We know we're bonded to the narcissist, but we don't know the spiritual ramifications of what it means to bond ourselves with the narcissist, as God says, to become one. Well, it's not just physical, it's a spiritual thing that's going on. And so tonight I want to talk about, the spiritual aspect of narcissists, the intimacy of a narcissist that is seen. You can see a narcissist as a narcissist. You can see the spiritual design, the spiritual demons behind the eyes, if you really look. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. So let's just take a few moments to let the crowd come in and we'll then get on with it. So if you guys have comments, questions, or suggestions, please make them in the comments section below, or you are welcome to email me at shannongilmore@protonmail.com. Yes, my email is provided for you on this channel, so ask a question, make a comment, suggestion. Your questions and answers and suggestions will be answered as soon as possible. So usually a 24-hour turnaround, okay? So, hi everyone, nice to see you, welcome. Come on in, sit down, get comfy. Grab some tea or coffee or a drink of your choice and let's have a chit chat, shall we? See, on Positively Spiritual, I kind of leave it at the last minute of what I'm going to talk about. I leave it to you guys at the last minute. So you guys don't know what the topic is, so you can't go research, so you can't stew about it and think about it. I want this to be, there we go, push my chair in. I want you guys to, just listen and learn and share your points, yes, but I want us to have kind of like an innocence about this, because on Positively Spiritual, we get into the deep spiritual aspects of it. And sometimes, oh my gosh, well, not sometimes, most times, oftentimes, pretty much every time we do a live video, God shows up and gives us spiritual underpinnings of what is not commonly known about ourselves and about narcissism. So if you want to know about yourself, you want to heal of narcissism, you're in the right place. Because we don't just take a look at trauma, we take a look at ourselves. Because in order to forgive those who have hurt us, we also have to learn to forgive ourselves. Because if it wasn't for those people who hurt us, we wouldn't have done what we did. And so we have to forgive ourselves. We then have to forgive those who hurt us. So it's kind of, there's a balance in life, because you don't know what you don't know. You can't see what you can't see, and you can't change what you can't see to change, right? So with that said, sometimes things need to be pointed out to you. And we point things out to you in a loving way here on this channel. There's no judgment. And you're welcome to share your pains, your sorrows. You're welcome to share your story. You're welcome to tell your side of the story, as you have every right to tell your side of the story. But here on this channel, we don't dwell. We discourage dwelling. At least I do. You know, you've got to talk and talk and talk and talk it out, because talking dispels the energetic charge within those negative feelings. But there's talking to heal and talking to vent and talking just to talk without having any footwork in progress moving forward. Dwelling causes stagnancy, where we just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and we don't get better. We don't dissipate that charge. It's like after we talk, we grab hold of that energetic programming again, and we start all over again in another day, a new situation with someone new, and we're still resentful and energetically charged by all that trauma. So here we really do our best to help one another heal. So welcome to the family. Come on in. So today we talked about the sinister side of intimacy with the narcissist. I was checking my notes as I forgot the title. Oopsie. Yeah, the sinister side of spiritual intimacy with the narcissist. When you're with the narcissist, when you're paired up with them, either in a relationship, an intimate relationship, you're dating, courting for marriage, and you decide that it's time to take your relationship to the next level by having sex, or maybe you're married and you have, you know, that's just a part of it, is being married. You got to do the do. Woo! Right? Well, sometimes it becomes a chore, right? Sometimes it gets uncomfortable. And we talked about that in today's live. We're here every day at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard, and we're here at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. So you get this channel twice a day. So if you miss a live, it's always in the video. Check the video section, because our lives are always repeated in the live video section, video feed, and just check this channel often, because there's lots of content here for you. But anyways, before I get too long-winded, let me stay on topic. So tonight I want to segue. I want to segue to help you understand how you can spot the narcissist before you give away your consent through uninformed consent by saying yes to the narcissist and giving them your spiritual essence through sex. Just because you had sex or you were intimate with the narcissist, as we talked about, you take on their narcissistic qualities, but that doesn't make you a narcissist. Okay, I get asked quite frequently, am I the narcissist? Do I did this check, I did this test online, and I mark, you know, I seem to have all these qualities of a narcissist. Chances are you have taken on narcissistic qualities. That does not make you a person who has narcissistic personality disorder. A person who has narcissistic personality disorder cannot change. And yes, we use narcissistic personality disorder and narcissism interchangeably, but there is a slight difference. You can take on qualities of narcissism. Most of us have, as narcissism is seen in childhood. but just because you know, you become what you hang around. Like you adopt qualities, you know, other people rub off on you. That's just a given. That's just what naturally happens. When you hang around somebody, you adopt their characteristics. And when you become intimate with somebody, oh, well, then that is a bit of a problem. That's a dicey subject. You know, you take on their spiritual accentuations and, yeah, you become narcissistic like. That doesn't mean you're a narcissist. I'm going to tell you right now, you're here on this channel, and it's natural to question, am I the narcissist? It's natural, but let me tell you, you're not a narcissist. Hi, Witty Mystics. Nice to see you. Also, some health conditions will make it a challenge to hold space for things like patience and generosity. Yeah, like that's the thing with narcissistic personality disorder. Oftentimes you're dealing with not just the disorder itself, you're dealing with what is called comorbidity. You're dealing with other cluster B personality disorders like bipolar. You might be dealing with borderline personality disorder or antisocial disorder. You might be dealing with clinical depression, anxiety, Asperger's, ADHD. There's so many different other things going on that, it's difficult. So, if you want to take the test online, by all means, but don't use that as, a definitive distinction to clinically diagnose yourself. Please don't do that. Don't put that kind of stress on yourself. If you're going to take the test, use it to find areas in your life where you need to change and seek out somebody whom you can trust to help you change, like myself, a peer support mentor, or your life's tutor. I don't like the word coach. It sounds like I need a whistle and, I gotta, march and drill sergeant you through the steps of life. It's like, no, I like tutor better, as, we're just here to help each other. And I'm just here to help you see a different perspective because you're too close to the problem or the situation. I'm standing on the outside looking in, and I can give a better perspective as I can see sides to the equation that you cannot. So 2 heads are better than 1. So if it's not me that you want to trust, that's fine. Just find somebody to trust, a therapist maybe, a school counselor, a friend, a confidant. And hi, Daniel. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in. Hi, Narcissistic Hex. Hi. Welcome. Come on in, everybody. So just because you think you are a narcissist doesn't make you a narcissist. We all have areas in our life we need a little dust up, we need a checkup. And when you're in a narcissistic relationship, it's natural, you're going to take on some of their qualities. So I know at times you question if you are a narcissist, and you may have some behaviors that suggest that you might be a narcissist, but I'd like you to ask yourself this. Do you do things to others out of malicious intent? Do you do things to others to get your way? And these things that you do to others, do you do them to get your way as you put other people in harm's way? Hi, Jessica. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in. I would suggest that, okay, we're all sinners. We all do stupid things. We all F up. We all flub up now and again. That's what sin is. And you can't know the ways of righteousness if you don't know the ways of sin. Because to sin and make a mistake is to help you understand, okay, that was not a good thing to do. So I'm not going to do it again. And you're able to turn away from that. But if you're malicious intent, you're at a restaurant eating by yourself. How does that feel? Happy dating yourself. That's awesome. What kind of meal are you having, Jessica? So if you're questioning, am I a narcissist? Well, just ask yourself, do you do things to other people to intentionally hurt them? Or do you do things that hurt other people and you don't give a rip? You don't give a rat's assets of what happens to them? Like you don't care? Like, for example, I was walking down the street one day, just minding my own business, going to the store, going for a nice walk this past summer, and there was somebody walking towards me, and they were probably about 20 feet ahead. And there was, "Hi Joe, nice to see you, welcome, come on in." And there was somebody on a bike behind me. And I was walking on my side of the sidewalk. Now, bikes here in Ontario, they have a lane on the road. They are supposed to be riding on the road. Well, this passenger on this bike was riding on the sidewalk and was a hairline. I felt their arm brush my arm as they rode their bike past me. I just about got hit. And he just went speeding past me. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And he's like, sorry. He didn't even stop. He just kept going. The guy that was 20 feet in front of me never said a word. And I looked at him and I was just like, dude, never warned me, nothing. So that's what I'm talking about. Do you stay silent when you should speak up? Do you help protect other people when other people don't have the person who they could potentially hurt or put in harm's way? They don't give warning? Are you the person who gives warning and says, hey, watch out? Yeah. You know, we do things that do hurt other people, but we're not malicious about it. And when we realize our error, we do our best to make it up and right the wrongs. If that's you, you're not a narcissist. I would just guess that you're a sinner like me, like the rest of us. But a narcissist? No, brah. You're not the malicious of the malicious. Do you know what malicious of malicious means? It's the purest form of malevolence in actions or intentions. And these actions, these malicious actions and intentions are rooted deep in cruelty. They're rooted deep in harm, deep in calculated evil. It's the extreme end of malevolence, driven by an intention to destroy or control, then to destroy without remorse. So is that you? No. No, sister. No, brother. I don't think so. I beg to differ. I'm going to argue with you on that one. And I don't like to argue. I'm not here arguing, to hear myself speak, and I'm not, but I'm going to take the win on this one. I'm going to take the right on this one. You're not a narcissist. See, what we have that the narcissist doesn't have, sorry, trying to get comfy and getting close. What we have that the narcissist doesn't have is remorse. See, remorse is a deep sense of regret or guilt from a wrongdoing after it's often accompanied by a desire to right the wrong, a desire to, make up for what you did. Remorse accompanies a desire to help somebody not feel so bad. The narcissist is not capable of remorse Because remorse actually stems from, do you guys know? I'll give you a minute. Empathy. Remorse stems from empathy. It arises when someone understands the harm that they've caused and they feel emotional discomfort from recognizing someone else's pain. Now, without empathy, remorse is replaced with shame. And that is what a narcissist feels. Now, we do feel shame because shame is a painful emotion that arises from a sense of failure, unworthiness, and or humiliation. And it's often tied to how others perceive us or how we think others should perceive us. So we've got to deal with that. But shame for a narcissist attacks one's core identity. It attacks the core identity of a narcissist because shame attacks the fragile core identity of the narcissist. That's why the narcissist has to have this grandiose sense of, self, where they're better than everybody. I'm a narcissist and a sinner. Well, I'm a narcissist too and a sinner. Because, narcissism teaches us that we're narcissists to ourselves. We gaslight ourselves all the time. And that's what having a relationship with the narcissist is all about. It reflects back to us what we're doing to ourselves and who we are to ourselves. And if we see the narcissist ignoring our emotional needs, then we can do a self-awareness check and say, okay, well, where am I ignoring my own emotions? Where am I vulnerable and I'm just dismissing myself? Jill says, everything you say, Shannon, I know firsthand. With the narcissist, I've experienced it firsthand. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard, but as you go through this, healing process, you learn to understand yourself, Jessica. You really learn how to see yourself as people are a mirror of you. Excuse me. And you can see that oftentimes when you meet a narcissist, and a lot of times a narcissist will have a similar trauma or a similar relationship to their parents as how you had to yours. So where your pain is, the narcissist kind of has something similar and can meet you on even ground, or you can meet them on even ground, as you often find yourself sympathizing and empathizing with them as they share a little bit of their story with you. And that's how they get you to show them empathy, because if you show them empathy, they know that they can then manipulate you. So a narcissist is willing to tell you just a little bit about themselves. So, yeah, causing us to turn around and beat ourselves down. Yeah, no, this isn't, when a narcissist discards you, that's a really good opportunity, even though we don't see it as that, but that's a really good opportunity for us to sit with the pain. And eventually you will take a look at yourself, as this is what I did. I researched the heck out of narcissism and picked apart the narcissist, and I understood how they were acting. Then I could understand my symptoms of pain, the trauma bond, the fawning, the childhood regression, the PTSD, the unhealthy attachments. I really looked at their abusive ways so I could understand the symptoms of abuse that I was carrying. And then once I started seeing the symptoms of abuse, I recognized, well, they're the narcissist in my current life, not now, but when I was dating, um, you know, I could see that they were just keeping alive the old programming that somebody instilled in me in my youth. And I was able to go back into my childhood and see that's where my trauma came from, because my parents were narcissists. So you're actually diagnosed 2 years ago. So do you, I'm not, you know what? I don't want to ask you personal questions, but if you want to talk about it, you're willing to, ask me using my email if you want to talk. I do have some questions because I'm curious, but I don't want to ask publicly because they're sensitive and private, and I want to be respectful. So, you're welcome to chat with me if you like. And thanks for coming on this video, that's like, how are you dealing with it? Like, are you in some sort of therapy? Like, are you taking cognitive therapy? What is that? Cognitive behavioral therapy. Are you involved in anything like that? Are you involved in tapping or hypnotherapy, or, are you doing anything to help yourself, or is this just a diagnosis and you're willing to just live with that diagnosis and carry on like a soldier and just move forward? I'm curious. You don't have to answer. I'm just putting that out there, and if you feel like you want to answer, you're welcome to, and if not, that's fine, and you're welcome to, talk about this in my private email if you like to. So, for most of us, we carry narcissistic traits, but we're not narcissists, because it's natural. You mirror what you hang around. You're conditioned to behave a certain way. But so Joe says, I've been told that they know what they are. Okay. I've been told that they know what they are doing. Oh, okay. They are great salespeople. Okay. Yeah. So, this is a segue from what we talked about today about the sexual encounters that we have with narcissists. And because we're not narcissists, by and large, we don't see them coming. Now we do, because of the information that we've learned from narcissistic relationships, right? But if we remain in Jesus, we will not put ourselves down. Absolutely. We won't. Okay, so Narcissistic Hex says, I think we know what we do when hurting people, but sometimes we don't, as we lack empathy. And it's been my experience that the stronger narcissists don't care. They say, it's not my problem. Our feelings are not their problem. Yeah, no, it's, if you want to talk, I'm here to talk with you. That'd be great, Narcissistic Hex. That'd be great. Thank you. Because I do want to learn. And, I can only speak to what I've researched, but also my experience. And I know my experience has been extensive, but I'm not claiming to be an expert on this by any means. Cognitive empathy can be learned. Okay, see, that's... Okay, I'm in therapy and I'm healing through Jesus. Amen. That's That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Jesus can heal, because I had deep narcissistic traits. Not that I was a narcissist, but I could have gone that way. I felt my heart hardening one day, and I was in prayer and I could feel it just hardening. And I just stopped my prayer immediately, and I'm just like, Jesus, stop. Jesus, don't harden my heart, please. Soften my heart, please. Don't let my heart become hardened. I knew what that meant. I didn't know how I knew, I just knew. And, thank God, God heard me. So Jessica says, that is so funny you said that, because the narcissist that I met literally told me that that's what he's done all his life. He was a salesman. Oh, you're talking to Joe. You and Joe are talking to each other. Okay. So this video is talking about, the narcissists who cannot change, who do not want to change, who do not see that they need to change, and who no longer can change. And because because you're not a narcissist, or you're healing from narcissism, so you're going to feel different. And this is obviously a good thing, because narcissism sets you apart. As God tells us that there are people in this world who are set out to hurt us on purpose. As there is a curse in Genesis that says, God says himself, and he says this to the enemy, I will put enmity between your seed and hers. Now, what does God mean by your seed? Well, that means that the enemy has children on this earth. And that is seen through the parables. The parables of the wheat and the tares, or the wheat, which we are, God-fearing people, and the weeds are the people who sow perdition and destruction in this world. There's also the parable of the goats and the sheep. So again, this video is for, to help us become aware that there are narcissists out there who have this curse on them, who God has predestined them to sow dissension, to literally hate us through misandry and misogyny. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Narcissist hex. Sorry. Narcissist hex. Okay. You need to change your name. Well, I'm not telling you what to do, but can you guys hear that? Girl upstairs is singing a song. So Joe says, I was talking with a retired Army major. He told me that he wasn't a narcissist, but in military training, they are taught to be narcissistic. It is to control the members of the armed forces. Ah. Well, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So, because we are not narcissistic, we don't normally see narcissists coming. Because they look like us, they appear to be unassuming. However, appearances can be deceiving. Because the narcissist, they are able to hide. And what Ken said earlier is that, some narcissists, the demons smell, right? Well, The narcissist may be able to hide the stench of their demons with a nice cologne or perfume. They hide the smell with spicy foods and air fresheners and maybe even a breath mint. You know, demons do smell. But I'm here to tell you the eyes, you know, these little peepers right here, the eyes do not lie. And the eyes are the windows to the soul. So you can see the being of a darkness, or you can see the beings of darkness in a narcissist, somebody whose heart is hardened against you. You know, the ones who have the curse on them, and I will put enmity between your seed and hers. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And you can see the being of darkness even when the face is smiling. Just like I said earlier, go look at Kenneth Copeland, the TV evangelist. That's not plastic. That's not just plastic surgery. They do plastic surgery to hide the demonic face. But yeah, it's the eyes don't look at the eyes. The eyes don't lie. Curse or hex. I call it hex. Yeah. Now, you're here, narcissists, hex. You're here on this planet to break generational curses just like the rest of us. So welcome, come on in. So, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And even if that face is smiling, you can take caution because the eyes tell the truth and they reveal to you who you are dealing with and what kind of narcissist is trying to beguile you. And we're going to do a little exercise at the end of this video. I'm going to give you guys homework to do that you are going to have to do. Oh yeah, I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it, and I'm going to do it too. Because the eyes of a narcissist are often described as cold, piercing, or devoid of warmth. They may appear intense during manipulation. They may appear lifeless when disinterested, or dark and predatory when angry. Their gaze can feel unsettling, and their gaze can reflect their lack of empathy or their hidden agenda. See, empathy is seen in the eyes, and the eyes don't lie. And you can see the empathy that either someone has it or they don't. Hi, Witty Mystic. Nice to see you. Yes, their eyes are devoid of warmth. That is why they can look vacant. Yeah. See, the eyes of a narcissist, a true narcissist who has evil intent, they often carry a striking intensity that people describe in many ways depending on one's interpretation of the narcissist's perceived emotional state. So here's number one, the predatory stare. Now this is seen as being cold and piercing, and it's unsettling. It gives you the chills. It's as if the narcissist is sizing you up, and this stare or gaze has no emotion. It's like their gray rock mode. This is their true north, if you will, their point of ground zero, or their baseline gaze. Number two is their glazed overlook. In moments of disinterest. Aw, thank you, Narcissist Hex. That's very nice of you to say. So, what does Jess say? They'll get up and leave every 5 minutes and get out of your face. Oh, I've never had that before. I've had them stare, and it's like it's so uncomfortable that you have to look away. But you know, this glazed look, this is seen in moments of disinterest, or they're bored and you're talking and all of a sudden they're, preoccupied, darting away, looking at the door, looking over here, looking over there, or they're looking at you and you can just tell that they're just blank. They're not emotionally invested and they're not emotionally moved with what you're saying. So the narcissist's eyes lose focus on you, and you can tell. Their eyes appear vacant and lack genuine connection and attention with you. Number 3, the intense charm. Oh my gosh, watch out for these eyes, because when trying to manipulate or charm, the narcissist's eyes may seem unusually bright and focused, drawing you in with a false sense of intimacy. It's like they have taken their interest in you to another level through their eyes. Be aware of that, because it's creepy, and when you see it, you'll know it. It's like they look you up and down. They're eyeing the potential of what's underneath your clothing, so to speak. Yeah. So, hi. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like that name. Is that Nerfclee 24. Hi, welcome. Nice to see you. The first time I saw him in a photo, I felt the malignancy. My intuition told me, but I doubted, and I was curious about that darkness. Yes. See, there is an air of mystery that just draws us in like a moth to the flame. I am so guilty for that. That's my weakness. I see a dark, handsome man, and I see something mysterious about him, and I'm just like drawn to him, and I'm just like, nope. Been there, done that too many times, not going to fall for it again. So you got to know what your weaknesses are. And one of that's the mystery, because mystery breeds curiosity. And that's what is luring. So this intense charm, just watch for it, because you'll see it. It's unnerving, it's offsetting, it's off-putting, and it's unsettling when you recognize that the narcissist has this intense charm about them. It's like they're, how a snake charmer, plays the flute to charm the snake before it, does whatever it does with the snake. Well, that's kind of what this look does. It's intense, and it kind of makes you feel like you're wanted and needed, if you know what I mean. Intimately. It's an intimate look. And we don't think of it as that, but it's a sexual prowess look. And we don't know that because we think that they're like us, so they're just showing interest. But it's in their mind, they could even be thinking, if you know what I mean. So my mom was most narcissist Hex says, my mom was most likely a malignant narcissist. She used to scare me as a child. Her eyes would go black. We're going to talk about that. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I don't want to get into it at this moment, but I will say that the sins of our parents follow us. Thank God we have Jesus. So, number 4, there's the rage glare. And this is during fits of anger or confrontation. the eyes of the narcissist can become dark and more than just foreboding. Their eyes become what their heart is, hard and dark. Now, this is more than just a maniacal or menacing stare. Their eyes can seem to burn holes into you, and they reveal a lack of emotional restraint. You know, if looks could kill, that's exactly it. Witty Mystic calls the intense charm look instant intimacy, and even friends use it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just trying to skip over some of this conversation because some of you guys are talking amongst yourselves, which carry on. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so this rage stare, you know, it totally lacks remorse and empathy, and it just reveals the heart of someone. And the eyes can turn cold and stone and black, and you know, people assume that this goes along with rage, but I've seen the eyes go black when the narcissist wasn't rageful. They were calm and quiet and stoic, and the whites of their eyes went black. Now, this is a unique phenomenon of the whites of the eye turning black when a narcissist is in a stage of rage or is in a state of intense, this is just my opinion, in intense superiority. Now, this isn't recognized by scientific or academic fields in psychology or fields of study yet, as this phenomenon of the whites turning black is downplayed. It's as if we, the targets of narcissism, we're, you know, the clinicians and therapists and people in positions of authority who, you know, who have their degrees in narcissism and all of that, they say that we are mistaken because it's our own fears that are clouding our judgment. And we're mistaking that, you know, the pupils dilate so much that it covers the color of the eyes, but it gives on an appearance that the whites of the eyes are black, but it's not really, that's not what's really happening. The whites of the eyes really do go black, and it has nothing to do with the pupils dilating. This is a spiritual phenomenon, just as how, you know, it's rare, but the body can actually sweat blood, and Jesus sweat blood. People can sweat blood in high intense situations. And, you know, the clinical, scientific, and academic circles don't want to bring in a phenomenon of spirituality into this, but we know that possession does happen. And while it certainly is that the eyes can dilate, the pupils dilate to a normal size, my experience, I've witnessed this firsthand. My experience was that this person was not raging at me. They were not mad. They were not angry. They were not aggressive. They were certainly acting out of character, but they were not aggressive. I had a normal conversation with this person, and I was not alone. I had a witness with me who saw the same thing that I did. So it wasn't from a figment of my imagination, like my emotions just got the better of me and I was mistaken because, you know, my eyes were deceiving me. No, somebody else who was myself and this person, as well as the narcissist. We were all in a calm state. There was no arguing, there was no fighting, there was no tension. It just was a normal conversation, and myself and the witness saw something that was just a spiritual phenomenon. So I've had many people tell me that they've seen this as well. So I believe that what this phenomenon is a spiritual thing going on, and the narcissist at this point is overcome or overpowered or under the control of demonic forces, either one or many. And the demonic forces are allowing us to see this of the facial expressions and the eye changes as a way to gain control over us, to cause us to fear. And if you know what this is, like when I saw it, I've never seen it before, and when I saw it for the first time, I was so entrenched and enmeshed in Jesus that, you know, I dealt with demons before, and I dealt with paranormal activity before. So when I saw this, I just like, I wasn't fazed. I wasn't, oh my gosh. I just like, in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, okay. The Lord rebuke you. Okay. And I just wasn't scared. And I think that we're many times when we see this, the intention behind this is to get us to fear. It's a tool for intimidation, which ultimately backfires. And when the black eyes appear, that's the demon making itself known. It's an introduction to us without shaking our hands and saying, hi, I'm Demon X, you know, or whatever. I'm Demon XYZ, whatever, you know. When the black eyes appear, that is when the narcissist is no longer in control of their own inner state. And, you know, don't show fear. Because the master has, or the demons have a master, I should say. And their master is our master, Jesus. And Jesus is in here. It's getting cold. I might head to the barn. Okay. Okay, well, you take it easy, Joe. So it's funny that just recently with this black eye phenomenon, seems to be something that, you know, was just lightly mentioned. And I saw it on, I don't know, I think I saw it on social media. The demon-faced syndrome. There is a clinical name for it, but it's very hard to pronounce. But I find it curious that a diagnosis was made and this phenomenon was given, you know, a name, and it was brought into public attention because one man was diagnosed with this, and to date, and where these cases are, I don't know. I haven't been able to find them. It's just that the literature out there says 81 cases of demon-faced syndrome have occurred. So this phenomenon is very rare. Well, where are these cases? Is this worldwide? Is this in the United States? Is this in Haiti? Where are these cases? And when were these cases? Were they in the 1920s, 1940s, the 50s, the 70s? When were they? Like, nobody can tell us. So did somebody just pull this number out of their hats? I don't know. But I find it quite interesting. Because many people are now coming out with this black-eyed phenomenon when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. So I'm not going to entertain this black-eyed syndrome because I do have to be careful for YouTube, because we can't talk about anything clinically on here. We can't diagnose. We can't, you know, talk about things that, you know, are suspect, you know, because it might take this video down. So we're just going to leave it at there, and I encourage you to do your own research. But I believe allegedly that this is just a cover up to hide the fact that demons are real and that they inhabit people who do not know God. We are here to cast out demons, raise the dead, heal the sick. The Bible tells us how to do this. And if we're not prepared, well, the demons too can overpower us, and they do. Through gaslighting and love bombing, through manipulations. So just realize the lies by looking into the eyes of a narcissist. See, your eyes shine the light. They naturally radiate light. Did you know that? Your whole body radiates light. So look into the eyes of a narcissist with boldness and confidence, knowing who is in you, because greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. So dealing with the narcissist is easy when you know what to do. Fast from sin. We talked about celibacy in the last video. And gain mastery and self-control over your sin. And the narcissist will not be able to entice you or lure you back in. So look into their eyes and say with intention, no. And repeat Jesus's words back to them if you want to. It is written, love the Lord your God and serve him only. Who cares what the narcissist thinks about you after saying that? Who really cares? You belong to God. And the world does not care about you, and the narcissist is one with the world. The world only cares that you make the world look good. And if you don't make the world look good, then the world doesn't want you. Well, I say good riddance. Because we are taking back our people and we are taking back our power. Right, narcissist hex? I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. So just know that the narcissist doesn't want you, and that's a good thing. I mean, even King David, he pretended to be a slobbering, crazy person. Seriously, he pretended to be slobbering and crazy to avoid being captured by the enemy. So live a righteous life, and you will see in the eyes of others who your brothers and sisters are. Live for Jesus, and Jesus will lead you to your soul tribe, and you will see Jesus in your own eyes. The eyes are the window to your soul too, so spend some time in front of the mirror getting to know your soul. Here's an exercise. Spend some time recognizing the softness in your eyes. Talk to yourself and just see how your soul responds in submission to your words, because you'll see it in your face. So here's your homework. Are you listening? Hex, are you with us still? Are you here with us still? Because I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for all of you guys. And I'm excited to put this into practice too. Here's your homework. When you ready yourself for bed tonight, be sure to stop in front of the mirror and look in your own eyes. Look at yourself. And tell yourself something loving like, you know, today was pretty rough, but I'm proud of you, kiddo. You managed to pull yourself through this. You got through it. Good job. Or you can say, you know, I really admire you. Or here's one. God bless you. I love you. And smile when you talk to yourself in a nurturing and loving way, because you're not just talking to yourself, you're talking to the light, Jesus, who is in you. And, you know, if you just smile back at yourself after you say that, or while you say that, and just remain quiet for 2 to 5 minutes as you look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to see a change on your face, and you will see the light in you shine. You'll see it from your eyes, and you'll see it radiating from your face. Now you go take that light and you go to bed and you get comfy and you wear that smile and you take in memory and think of how you looked in the mirror, and you fall asleep with that on your heart and your mind. And then tomorrow you come back here and comment with a praise report. That's your homework for tonight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Mwah. I love you guys. You guys are I'm so proud of you. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your generous time. You guys have spent your time with me, your nights and your days with me. And I'm just so amazed. Like, we talked about time and how Jesus is literally the day. And he's not just the seventh day Sabbath, but he's every day of the week. And he's the day, he's in us. And he's this moment of now with us. We've learned so much over this, I don't know, I want to say weeks, but it's been months. You know, every day we learn something new, and I'm so glad to learn new things with you guys. You know, today, the live that we did this afternoon was such an awe-inspiring experience. Like, I was hesitant to do that video because YouTube doesn't like us to talk about sex, but it's needed. And even tonight, this video, I've learned something new, and I'm inspired. So I agree with you, Narcissist Hex. He says are you okay? Listen up. This is what Narcissist Hex says. Everyone here should be proud of ourselves, learning and healing. Yeah. I agree. Joe, Jesus is with you. Thank you, Jesus. Stay safe. May you get to your destination safely. Amen. Good night, Joe. Sweet dreams. Be safe. My goodness. Yes, Jesus is always with us. He's always with us, and he protects us when we sleep. He protects us during the day, you know, and I'm in awe. These videos that, you know, you guys allow me to, you do the honor of just being able to share some deep insight, and it's just wonderful to be able to just talk with you guys and share ideas, and you share your ideas back, and we're learning and growing together, and we're a family, and I can't do this without you guys. I need you with me. So Joe, stay safe. Everyone, stay safe. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you have time to spend with me on your Saturday afternoon, I would be so honored. Until then, God bless you and sweet dreams. I love you all. I really do. You guys matter to me, and I'm so proud of you. Good night. Bye-bye.